Selena. It's a bad baby. Oh, Cliff girl. Can't make you change my world. Damn, you're so fine, girl. Oh, Cliff girl. Put them heels on and roll. Welcome to Selena's Couch, where you are welcome to be free to be yourself. So you can lay your head on my couch, on my pillows. It's all good, we can do whatever we want to do now. I'm in my bag right now, and I got a feeling, babe, yeah. You're gonna be my number one lover. With the night making love to each other. With the lights on top of the covers. Just me and you, babe. And I feel like you're my
love you to Reese's Pieces.
Get you a word. Nana nana boo boo.
Hello. I just got in the house. One of my sister's birthday. I think they planned it at the last minute, so it got me running a little late. If you could just hold on just a minute, I would just appreciate it. I'm gonna put on some music or something. I'd like to say hello to everybody that came through to show me some love. Oh, I wish I could. I need SBK to show me how to put this music on here, but hopefully I can figure it out. Let me see. But anyway, just hold on briefly. I'll be back with you, okay? Can you hear me? Hi, how's everybody doing today? Thank you so much for coming through. Hopefully I'll get some women that will join my panel. I put the link at the very top. I want to talk a little bit about, what type of woman are you? Yesterday, I went to Beautiful One's live stream, and she was talking about how there is, a woman, a female dog, and a lady. And if you're biologically a woman, you were born into a world in the world as a woman. Biologically, you have female body parts. You're a woman, right? And I'm not talking about this other stuff because, people can believe what they want to. But I'm talking about those that were born a woman, born a female, okay? And we're, as a woman, we can choose to be either a female dog and have some of those behaviors, or we can be a lady. I've been both. A lot of the times when we act like that, I would say a female dog, we are basically having that kind of bad behavior, that trashy behavior. I've had it, so I'm not going to sit up here and lie and act like I haven't been, you know what I'm saying? But I choose to, for the most part, I choose to be a lady. Being a lady is sometimes very difficult, especially when you're surrounded around a whole bunch of female dogs, especially if you've had female dogs coming at you. So you have the choice. We all have a choice on what type of person we're going to be. We have a choice if we're going to be a good person. We have a choice if we're going to be a bad person. We have a choice if we're going to be kind to people. We have a choice if we're going to be mean to people. So that's a choice, that we all have to make. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today. And a lot of us as young women, we decide at a very young age, for the most part, what type of person we want to be. It could be because of how we were raised, what we saw growing up. I was fortunate to have older sisters to help me, aunties, mentors at my church that invested in me. So that is what is making me into the woman that I am today. Am I where I need to be? Absolutely not. There's so many things that I need to learn. I'm not, and this is the thing. Um, I am a growing person in my faith. I don't, and a lot of times when you're a growing person, you're gonna make a lot of mistakes going through life. That's part of being a human being. And a lot of times when you choose to believe something, and then when you do your thing or you react in a natural way, people want to call you a fake Christian. Okay. They want to say you're fake because they want to put you at a standard. So they can go out here and be a bitch, but and say all types of things, but you can't. So they hold you to a higher standard. And I understand, especially if you say you believe this, but at the same time, we are all human, and don't get it twisted. I can go there with you too. But I choose sometimes to not go that route. See, life is about choices, like I said about at the beginning. We choose what type of woman, we choose what type of person we want to be. Okay. And so that's a little bit of what I want to talk about today, because I want to be real with you. I don't want to be fake. I don't want to be disingenuous with you. But I hate when people that have no heaven or hell to put anybody in have the nerve to judge other people all the time, especially when they try to be a decent person, when they try to do what is right. They're not going to get it right all the time. They're not going to say the right things all the time. But don't sit up here and try to hold people and put people on a pedestal. Do you put yourself on a pedestal? So I always check my behavior before I try to check anybody else's. See, I believe in self-awareness. Self-awareness is when you actually are aware of who you are, what you do. You're emotionally intelligent. You know how to handle yourself, and when you get out of place, when you make some bad decisions, you know how to turn around. And that's about having self-awareness. It's also about having emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is understanding your emotions and how to manage it, and also understanding other people's emotions, where you can recognize when somebody is projecting, or you can recognize when somebody is coming against you because of their own trauma. See, a lot of the times people's hate, it has nothing to do with you. You are a mirror to what they wish they could be. You are a mirror to something that they wish they could have or do. Most of the time, people are not always jealous or envious of people's looks. It's about their confidence. I notice a lot of times women will be threatened by other women's confidence. Women will be threatened, and these are insecure women. Insecure women will be threatened by a woman's confidence, how she handles herself, how she handles other people, how people are drawn to her. That's what insecure women do. And insecure women will say, what she got that I don't got? That's what an insecure woman will say. She chose to be. See, I check my insecurities at the door. I know my weaknesses and I know my strengths. And when I start to see that some of my behavior, I'm going down a road where I could be going down to jealousy, I check myself. I have people in my life that will check me, that I trust, and that I give permission to hold me accountable. See, I learn, and I'm learning to check my insecurities at the door. I don't hold other people at fault for what I got going on. See, that's what secure women do. That's what women that have confidence. They know who they are. They stand on it, and hey, it is what it is, right? So this is the woman that I choose to be. I had help by the people in my family. I had help by the people in my church. I had help by other mentors that I met throughout my life. But I ultimately had the choice to be different, to be better. Am I where I want to be? Absolutely not. Do I make mistakes? Absolutely. Will I make more mistakes? Absolutely, I will. Because why? I'm a human. Will I make excuses for my mistakes? Absolutely not. It is what it is. There's, the other week I got a little tipsy on some Don Julio. That was a mistake that I've made, especially doing it publicly. But I understand my mistakes, and will I do it again? Absolutely not. Will I have some wine every now and then? Absolutely. And I might even do it on live. But I know my limits. And I know, even though people don't have a right to judge me because they're either doing it the same or they're worse, people still look at you and they still judge you. And sometimes people don't realize when you're an influencer, you are responsible for how you come across on here. I'm responsible for how I come across. I'm responsible for what I deliver, what I say, how I come across sometimes, because we have to understand people are watching us. Do you know some people will be watching you for encouragement? This is an escape for people because they don't want to deal with their reality. Their reality sucks. So they come on YouTube to get away from their problems. And they don't want to hear drama sometimes. Sometimes they want to hear somebody make them laugh. Sometimes they want to hear people to make them smile. But they want to be encouraged and uplifted. And I'm responsible for my platform and how I come across. So I choose to be different. And there's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't make me a fake Christian. That makes me a real person. My beliefs are really showing up in my life because it's changing me. I don't just go around having a Bible in my hand. People can see the change in me, the real people that know me. I'm not talking about people on YouTube that don't really know me. I'm talking about people that have known me. Even some people that have watched me over time that were from the beginning. See, people want to see a Bible rather than hear one. And again, I'm going to have my faults, but I'm going to choose the route to be different. I'm going to choose the route to be a lady. Yes, there's a lot of times I do want to cuss people out. I feel like a lot of people deserve it. Actually, I feel like a lot of people need to get backslapped. Actually, I think a lot of people need to be dragged from the rooter to the tutor. Actually, I think people need to be dragged from their lace front, their natural hair, whatever the hell they got in their head. That's how I really feel. Will I do that? No. Because I understand that my influence, I am responsible for how I come across on here. I'm responsible how I come across in real life. I have little nieces and nephews, and most of all, my little nieces, my older nieces are looking up to me. My little girl cousins are looking up to me. Even young women that at my church, they're looking up to me. And you can focus on, oh, she got her cleavage out. Oh, she got drunk on Don Julio. You can focus on that all you want to. But I always say, look in the mirror and focus on yourself. With my big pie face and all, I'm cute. But can you cam up? Can you look cute? See, it's a lot of people talk about people's looks on here. That's another thing people, insecure women do. They talk about people's looks when they can't even cam up. And when they do, it's like people have saw a horror movie. I can go with or without. And I'm still going to look like Selena, my big pie face and all. Get beyond your, I would say, insecurities. As women, we have to learn what our insecurities are. And as we learn what our insecurities are, we deal with them. We don't just say, oh, I got insecurities. Oh, so what? They just people gonna have to get used to it. No, people don't have to get used to anything. I see my insecurities, the ones that I did have, I deal with them. And like I said at the beginning, I check them at the door. I try to uplift women. That's why I said a lot of women that talk about women empowerment are fake as hell. because all they do is tear other women down. They talk about women's looks. They talk about people being mammies. They talk about people being a pick-me. They talk about people being a fake Christian because they want to do something better. They want to praise God or have a relationship with God, even though they're struggling. See, that's what insecure people do. That's what insecure women do. They focus on people's negative parts. They don't even uplift another woman. They lie. They add to. They try to destroy people's reputation and don't even know them. That's what insecure women do. And I'm here to speak to those insecure women because I used to be an insecure girl. An insecure girl worrying about somebody taking my shine when I had my own. You don't have to be threatened by anybody because you recognize if you get some logic and common sense, you recognize that God gave you your own. He gave every human being their own shine. I don't have to be threatened by another woman. I'm confident in myself. And that's why I intimidate some women. Not all, but some. Because I'm confident and I know who I am. I don't have to go around popping my pussy on YouTube like some people want to claim. I flirt and that's my business. If I want to flirt, I'm going to flirt. I'm not busting it wide open for nobody unless I want to. And that is private if I do want to. My point is look in the mirror and look at yourself. Quit focusing on the next woman. Focus on yourself. Focus on your insecurities. Why are you insecure? Do you have some trauma? Do you have some unchecked trauma that you didn't deal with as a little girl? Did your daddy leave you? Did your mama say you was too black? Did your daddy say you need to lose weight because you're too big? Was your daddy in prison? He wasn't there for you? Did the boys didn't like you in school? Were you not the popular one in school? Did you not have enough money? Check your insecurities. It's unchecked trauma that you need to deal with. Don't put that on the next woman. And that's why a lot of women hate other women because they're so busy looking at what other women have instead of what they have. Why do you hate so much? A woman can walk in a room minding her business and you get those stares. You get those looks. You already know what it's about. And then they have the nerve to say, she thinks she all that. I ain't jealous of her. That little comment right there has shown your insecurities, has shown your jealousy. And some women are so envious. They will try to take what you have just because they don't want you to have it. See, again, people just need to be grown, admit what it is. I check my insecurities at the door because I know I got some. Just like anybody else, I got some insecurities. But I know one thing, I don't put my insecurities on other people. I check them. If I feel myself feeling a little some kind of way about something, and I don't have any logic or any reasonable reason to feel that way, I check me. And I got real sisters that will check me too. And I can check them. See, one thing about women, you need other women. I don't understand some women that say, I don't fool with women. You got to fool with somebody. God made us to all be, we're people that have to be associated or in unity with someone. We're not meant to be a hermit by ourselves. As women, we need other women, but we don't need every type of woman because every woman is not good for you. Because every woman is not a woman that is for other women. You have some women, they are so competitive, they cannot stand other women looking better than them, talking better than them, knowing more than them, looking better in jeans or dress, can do their hair, whether it's a wig or natural. They can't stand women. And they say, I don't fool with women. You don't fool with women because you're an insecure, jealous, hateful woman. When you learn to deal with your stuff and get that hate out of your heart and get that bitterness out your heart, you can actually have relationships with women, better women, women that have the same type of heart that you have, women that have the same type of confidence you have. See, I deal with women that know who they are. I deal with women that are confident and can compliment and really mean what they say when they talk to other women. I know those that you can't deal with. Those women that feel like every woman's jealous of them, you need to check yourself. Even I don't think everybody's jealous of me. There's always somebody that looks better than you. There's always somebody that's smarter than you. There's always somebody that's better shaped than you. And it is what it is. You deal with whatever you got. And for the next woman, give them their props. So I really wanted to talk about this because people want to throw around, this Jezebel. They don't even know what they're talking about. They don't know the history of who Queen Jezebel was, because this was a real person. This is not a fictional character, right? She was an African descent, a Hamite. She was a woman that was very controlling. Actually, she tried to control her husband, and she did control her husband. Ahab was a weak king. He was the woman, and she was the man. She ran the house, and actually, she told him that tell his people they're going to worship another god, a foreign god that the Hebrews didn't even know anything about. That god was Baal. So they worshiped this other foreign god that the Hebrews didn't know anything about. But you had some people that wasn't falling for that. And you know what she tried to do to those prophets? She tried to kill all of them. She wanted control. When you hear about people talking about Jezebel, they have no idea that is a spirit. That is a spirit, a manipulative spirit that not only is in women, it's in males too. It's a spirit. It's a demonic spirit that comes to control and destroy. Jezebel tried to kill God's prophets. She tried to control her husband's kingdom. But at the end, her demise was a demise. She ended up being eaten alive by dogs. She was so wicked. She was going around just killing people because they didn't believe what she wanted them to believe. She was wanting to be the king. Ahab was a weak man. He was drawn by her beauty or her sex. Like so many men are, I would say, derailed by their path, or they're derailed by their purpose because they have a woman that is controlling, that is wicked, that wants nothing good but wants to devour. She only goes for weak men. She only goes for men that she can destroy. She only goes for men that she can tell what to do. And if you are a weak man, you are very vulnerable to this type of woman. On the other end, we have Queen Esther, who was not a fictional character, who was a Hebrew, who was also Black. She was an orphan who was raised by her uncle. At that time, the king The Persian king wanted to get rid of his first queen because she was dismissive from what he asked her to do. So he dismissed her out of his presence and out of his kingdom. He went through trying to find another queen. Mordecai, who was in the palace, who worked in the palace, told his cousin, Queen Esther at the time, she wasn't the queen, I want you to go into this. It's basically like a beauty pageant to find out who can be the next queen, right? Sounds like a Cinderella story. Queen Esther had a beautiful personality, as the Bible describes. She had favor with a lot of people in the kingdom. She had favor with the people that were up close to the king. She gained so much favor with the people that worked in the kingdom. She was able to get close to the king. And eventually she became the queen. And she also saved her people from being killed. The difference between the two is Queen Esther decided that I'm going to have that beautiful spirit, not just be beautiful on the outside, because it's good to get, hey, it's easy to get a lace front. It's easy to put on makeup and put on a dress and have your titties up and have your booty out. It's easy to be attractive. But what's hard for a lot of women, what Queen Esther accomplished, was the beautiful spirit. She was magnetic to other people. There was something on the inside that drew other people to her. It wasn't just her charm, it was God's light in her. Everywhere she went, she had favor. The difference between the two is almost like night and day. But just like I said before, we all have, I would say, the choice to be a lady or be a bitch. If you're a woman, you have the choice to be a lady like Queen Esther with a beautiful spirit, or you can be a female dog, just like Queen Jezebel. Her motive was to destroy, conquer, and rule. Queen Esther had the God's light. She was beautiful not only on the outside, she was beautiful on the inside. And people were drawn to that beauty on the inside. Like I said, it's easy to look pretty if you're not just terribly ugly. What's the hardest part that I find, even in my life, is to be sometimes beautiful on the inside. That's what captivates people and captivates that man that's searching for somebody. You hear a lot of men that talk about they want peace. That's a part of it. When you have the beauty on the inside, it captivates a man and it brings him comfort. Because he's no longer so much looking at your outside. He's looking at what you actually bring from the inside. So those are the things that I seen the difference between Queen Esther and Queen Jezebel. Again, we all have a choice to be whatever we want to be as women. My goal is not to tell people what to do because I have my own cross to bear. I have my own stuff to deal with. So I know for me, my choice is to be different. Do I slip up? Absolutely. Will I still make mistakes? Absolutely. But I am choosing to be different. I'm choosing to be a different type of woman. So people are not just drawn by how I look on the outside, because eventually I'll lose that when I get older. Eventually, I'll have wrinkles. My hair will be gray. I might be a little lumpy, more lumpy than I am now. So, I mean, that just comes with age, unless you really just take care of yourself, which I hope to do if I live to see it. But really, what really counts the most, do people actually like you? Do you really have a good attitude? Do people enjoy being in your presence when they see you? Do you put a smile on people's face just for them to hear your voice? Do you have anything encouraging to say? Have you ever helped anybody? Have you ever given your time to somebody? Have you even just been nice and said a kind word to somebody? And most of the time, people no. Because guess what? In this society, it's all about looks and me, myself, and I. Forget about the inside. Forget about the inside beauty. Forget about healing and stop being a thought out here. Forget about being kind. I'm gonna be hateful and cuss you out because I want to. Forget about taking accountability for my actions. I'll just blame it on somebody else because it's their fault anyway. It's their fault that I have a bad life. It's their fault that I had to cuss them out. It's their fault that I'm mad and I'm going to stay mad. And that's why they always say the angry Black woman. Women, Black women, white women, Mexican women, whatever you are, take accountability for your own actions. At the end of the day, we are our own person and we have our own actions, our own decisions, our own faults that we got to deal with. Quit putting your stuff on other people and deal with you. See, I got sometimes hateful people always calling my name. And guess what? I will not answer because I understand I cannot fight with demons. Demons have no logic. Now, I might say something every now and then, but I understand my battle is not them. It's bigger than that. Because a lot of people don't realize they're controlled by entities they don't even realize they're being controlled by. So if I go back and forth with the demon, I'm wasting my time and my energy. If I constantly have somebody calling my name and accusing me of something and I ain't even there and I ain't even listening, that just goes to show you how your presence affects them. See, some people, you don't have to do nothing to them. The problem is you don't pay them no mind. The problem is you're going to be yourself wherever and people love and accept you for who you are. Well, I don't understand why y'all like her. She ain't this. She did. Exactly. Your presence sometimes affects people because they can't do what you do and they can't be you. I don't want to be like her. What? She ain't got nothing I want. You're talking about me. Whoever you focus on the most, whoever you constantly are throwing jabs at, is a person that puts that mirror up in your face. And sometimes that mirror is frightening to some other people. See, that mirror just shows a lot of their inadequacies. It shows a lot of their insecurities. It also mirrors a lot of their hurt. See, in each and every woman is a little girl. And some little girls, they haven't healed. Some little girls are still in there crying. They still in there pouting, having an attitude because it's arrested development. When you learn yourself and you stop putting your pain and hurt on other people, you can become the person that you're trying to be. Am I where I want to be? Absolutely not. Am I getting there? Absolutely. I don't care if it takes me however long God has me on this earth, 60 years old, 70 years old, I'm going to move forward because I understand I have the audience of one. Some of that, it will go over your head, but I have the audience of only one. So that means I don't have to please anybody else on here or off of here. The only person that I have to please and make sure that I'm right with is that person. And if you don't get it, let it go over your head. All right. So many people want to point fingers at other people, their inadequacies, their faults, their insecurities, their failures, their hypocrisy. When we all have hypocrisy, we all can or have been hypocrites. Deliver me from self-righteous people that are heathens. Don't be self-righteous with me when you haven't checked your own shit. Okay? I would like to welcome everybody that came in the chat. I had to do that introduction of who Queen Esther was and who Queen Jezebel was. Like I said, I told you the difference of the two, right? And how it is presented today. There's a lot of women that are controlling. There's a lot of women with their mouth, they destroy their own home. They talk about that in Proverbs. And then Queen Esther was totally different. Like I said, her beauty was not only her outside, her beauty was inside. Her beauty captivated other people, which gave her favor to be the next queen. So what I was saying earlier is basically we choose to be who we want to be in this world. As women, we choose who we want to be. Okay. So I want to say hello to everybody that came through. SVK, DL, Phoenix, Miracle, Uncle L, let's see, CX, Jack Johnson, Fatty, Scorpio, CC. We have Miss Yo Thoughts in the house. Let's see, who else we got up in here? I think that's everybody. We have Boss Man, Channel Forbes, Cara So Sweet, Real Chase was good. We got Shay in the building. We have Alexandra. Thank you, Jay Squared. I appreciate you coming through. Scorpio Mama. Let's see who else. I think we have M Mac. Thank you for coming through. We have Cam. I said what I said. Thank you for coming through. Hey, EMIT. Thank you. I appreciate you for coming through. King Hannibal. Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you for coming through. Hey, Myron. Hey, Mo. Lester. Lionel. Let's see. I think that's everybody that came through. So I do have my hey, DJ, what's good? I do have my link. I believe I have it pinned up at the top. If it's any lady that would like to join me, you are more than welcome. Again, this is a women's panel. So I don't want you guys having me to hang up here by myself. But I just wanted to introduce what I was talking. Hey, Tanya, I wanted to introduce what I was talking about because see, every day we choose to be the person that we want to be. We choose, and I wanted to make that very clear. So even for those who do not believe in the Bible, the stories have a moral, I would say, a moral lesson to every. Every lesson, every book in the Bible has a moral lesson. So we can take, if you don't even believe in it, you can take some of those lessons and apply it to your own life, and so that was the point of me talking about that, because there's some people that talk about Queen Jezebel. They say, oh, she's a Jezebel. They don't even know what it actually is. Like I said, Jezebel was a very controlling woman. When you see people that are generous, very generous, but they're trying to control what you do, how you do things, that is a controlling spirit. They give out of control. They want to manipulate things in their favor. Okay. So I wanted to kind of, I hope that you guys understand. Hi, Golden. Well, hello, Miss Your Thoughts.
Oops.
She,
Hey, Selena, how are you, baby?
how are you?
I
Thank
am
you for
doing
coming
well.
through.
I'm doing well. Listen, if my dog started barking, they are showing off. I'm talking about
That's
completely.
okay.
So if they get to bark, oh, there she go. If they get to barking, I'm gonna try to keep pausing it. Hey, come here. But I
Oh,
wanted to come up here because I want to support you. I've been trying this. Come here, Nikki. I'm gonna have to find him a treat real quick. But I've been
okay.
wanting to come up and support you, and
Thank
I support anything that has to do with women empowerment. That I'm all about it. Let me get her
you.
quiet real quick. So talk to me, Selena. What's going on, sugar? I listened to the whole live stream from the beginning.
Well, I really I did change it up. I wanted to do a lot of topics, different topics. I changed it up because, it didn't settle with me with the title. So I wanted to do something where I showed the difference, between the different queens' behaviors. And I said, well, a lot of people talk about Jezebel, but they don't understand really what the significance of what she's all about when people say that. And I wanted to talk about how it is
Right,
a spirit and how that not only can women have that Jezebel spirit, that controlling spirit, that manipulative spirit, um, it's also in men too. So there's men that actually inhabit that as well. So I wanted to talk about that. And I want to talk about how Queen Esther, it wasn't just her outer beauty, but it was her inner beauty, and how we have to be, as women, be more cautious of our inner beauty rather than so much of our outer beauty, because we all can make up, get a wig, get your hair done, put on a nice dress, put on a push-up bra. You can do all of that to be beautiful on the outside, but
right.
does your spirit stink?
That's
Right.
right. Yeah, that's right,
you know
Selena. You, I do.
so
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, I was just saying. So that's basically what I was talking about. How and Jezebel, she was all made up. She used to. They talked about how she adored herself with jewelry, makeup, but she was an evil person. She was a wicked woman, right? And so those
Yeah,
are the difference that I wanted to talk about, and to get women to see that there is a woman that we choose to be. We choose every day what type of woman, what type of person that we are going to be at the end of the day. You
that's
know.
right. Yes, I do know. I really do know. And you're 100% correct. You could be a beautiful person. I mean, on the outside, and
Hmm.
have the worst personality and disposition in the world. You
Hmm.
know, and that's prevalent right now today. It's just like it was back in biblical times. You know,
Right.
nothing is new under the sun. And it's sad to say, but it's a lot of women walking around with that Jezebel spirit,
Hmm.
and it's because they
Hmm.
simply don't know any better, and we've been taught to look at things um from the outside, you know.
Right.
So if you
Hmm.
think about like television commercials when they have advertising some food, and like say
Hmm.
a piece of pie or something, them commercials be looking good, make you want to go and get it like right away, you know
Right.
what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And you ain't even hungry, but you just want it because you see it, right?
Right.
Right. But once you get it, look at the side effects that happen to you once you consume that stuff that you're not supposed to be eating. It's the
Hmm.
same way when you encounter another person. You know what I'm saying? When it comes
Hmm.
to the spiritual aspect of it all.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's the way I'm looking at it, you know?
Yeah, and that's the way that I looked at it as well. And because like I said, when we were younger, going to, like, when I was in high school, it was all about looking cute for the boys. We wanted to make sure that we got our hair done, we had on a cute little outfit. Our dad, our parents let us go get our nails done. It was all about our outer appearance. But then when I got older and I started having women in my life, older women that actually um, it fed me spiritually. I saw that it was more than just your outside. Can people stand to be around you? Is the one thing. Can they stand to be around you? And
Right.
that's another thing I talked about, how just because you go to church, that don't mean that God's spirit is in you, right?
Right.
It's like, and we all have our faults. We all have our things. Like I said, I got a temper. If I ain't talked to Jesus that day, you might get it. But I always try to check myself because I know what I got in me. But I
Yes.
also know that I want that beauty, more of that inside beauty to come out more than that other side.
That's
So I
true.
choose not to
Mm-hmm.
cuss you out. I choose to walk away. I choose to ignore what you just said about me.
Amen.
Yes. Yes. And I want to say this too, Selena, while you on that subject. Hey, sweetheart, I see you. I'm sorry.
Hey, Tanya.
I'm
Hi.
sorry. Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Mhm.
Yes. Okay, but let me tell you this, so Selena, okay, so when you say sometimes you feel like, like if you haven't prayed, right, you want to discuss about it out. I think we
Yeah.
all have that, and we all have to keep ourselves connected to that God in you. You know what I'm saying? That's the only
Right.
way you can really walk in peace. But just don't forget, God gave us the emotions. So we're
Mhm.
supposed to get angry. We're not always
Right.
going to be peaceful. So just the other people that's approaching, they just need to be warned, because when you're messing with a child of God, you can be harmed in so many ways that you can't even correct it. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Right.
So it's okay to be angry, and it's okay to use those emotions, but
Right.
you have to do it wherein you don't harm anybody, because you're not the one that's supposed to harm anybody. That's God's work. He'll take care of
Mhm.
that. You see what I'm saying? So we
Exactly.
have to have that balance with that piece right there. I yield the floor.
Oh, before Tanya, you start talking, let me speak. Hey, Cutting Edge. Hey, Mr. Kimi. Thank you for coming through. Riders for Life. Good to see you. And I think that was it. I got everybody. Okay. Thank you. And the link is pinned. If you would like to join, you are more than happy to come up. This is a women's panel. I want to make this available for women. Do not be shy. Come up. Let's have a conversation. So, Tanya, thank you for coming through and joining me. I know the last time you tried to
I
join me, we had some technical
right. Yes,
difficulties.
ma'am.
Yeah, but it's good to see you.
Yeah, I bossed up and got a whole nother phone.
Okay. No, I know that's right. So tell me what you think about what I was saying about earlier.
I agree. Um, everything that when I think of Jezebel, I think of the church sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
because I grew up in a church home, and certain things that they have, and I didn't understand. You know what I mean? For when you understand about God and Yahweh, you're supposed to be loving and kind, and
Yeah.
some of them are mean and hateful in the church, and you
Right.
know, praise God for them. You know what I mean? But Jezebel is not. I mean, in the Bible, it's just that she was doing things against Ahab, her husband, and she was controlling. She didn't let her man lead. She was taking documents and signing it because Ahab was whining about that he couldn't get that vineyard.
Mm-hmm.
So she was doing forgery, and it's more about the action of it. People,
Right.
especially when he come to men, especially that are Israelites, first
Mm-hmm.
thing they talk about is that makeup.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't understand that Esther, she had a king, Zerex. When Vashanti was gone, he was okay with her putting on. He requested that she put on makeup and look good.
Exactly.
So it's a spirit. It's not
It's
your
not the
own.
makeup.
Yeah, it's
It's
not the
the
makeup.
spirit. Yeah.
It's not the makeup.
Yeah.
I always say that even though you have a knife, you're using it. It's supposed to be used to prepare to cook food, but people sometimes go crazy and do
That
things. Are you
part.
gonna stop using the knife? No, it's how you use it. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's where I say the thing is a spiritual thing on how you a woman reacts to a man and take
Mm-hmm.
authority. We have our presence and our place to take authority. So don't ever think that we ain't made to be strong and powerful, especially as single
Right.
mothers. Okay, but we
Right.
also have it where we have to be, making sure that we're not to we're not crossing our men. Being outside of that and being feminine. You know, we I worked in a shop with all men, so
Right. Right.
I mean, if you look at my videos, I said that because my dad and my grandfather, they were in those positions. So, it's kind of trickled down, but I'm not trying to do that. I realize that as a mother, I'm at peace. Um, you know, and I enjoy being a feminine, being more womanly. That's one thing I didn't like. Oh my
Right.
God, I gotta put my hair up. Oh, you know what I mean? You have to put.
Right. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with looking
Sorry,
good on the
I'm outside.
outside, but if your inside is jacked up from the flow up, it's just like you are. It's basically like you're putting a gold ring in a pig.
Yes,
It's like it's worthless
that's true. Because I've seen some
because
very
no, you might be good to sleep with,
Mhm.
you might be a lot of fun to sleep with, but you're not going to be something of substance that a man will want to actually,
Mhm.
I would say, take time to get to know or spend time with or love on.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's more than just getting a man. It's your influence as a woman.
Yeah.
It's in every aspect of your life.
Yes,
Being a
ma'am.
mother, being a sister, being a daughter, every aspect of your life as a woman, your inner beauty, it carries. Even when you're old,
Yes.
that's beautiful spirit still carries. So that's what I'm saying. And I've met some nasty old women. So they probably was nasty and old when they was young. I mean, they was nasty when they
Did they,
was young
did
and when
they
they
have a
got
ruler?
old.
Did they have a ruler
Right,
check and make sure your skirt ain't too short?
right. And so
Like,
you
here's a
worried
crystal
about that,
ball.
but you so hateful.
Right.
You two-face it. And when I
Yeah.
turn around, you talking about me and you supposed to be
Right.
praying for me.
Yeah.
Everybody
That
don't
kind of
wish you.
stuff.
Everybody don't wish you well. Just know that, Selena.
That
You
part.
have those. You have
Yep.
a lot of people that will be right there with you. They do not wish you well. And another thing, when y'all was talking about the outside, yeah, everybody look at the outside. It is
Yeah.
okay for a woman. You're supposed to keep yourself kept up, you
Right.
know. But you're supposed to do it to uplift yourself to keep, because
Mhm.
cleanliness is close to godliness. So
Amen.
you're
Mhm.
supposed to take care of yourself
That's not
as a.
biblical.
Yeah, pardon me, huh? We
I
said,
said that's not biblical, but yeah,
no,
they
I'm
always
not.
check me
I'm
on
not.
that. That
I'm
ain't
not
biblical.
speaking
Where
about
that
the
in the
Bible.
Bible?
I'm not
But
speaking about the
hey, I
Bible.
go
I'm
by
speaking of.
that.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm not speaking about Bible. I'm
Yeah,
saying. I'm
I know what
saying.
you're saying. Yeah, we
Yeah,
understand.
because we don't want disease for our body. We want our
Yes.
bodies to stay healthy. We want to live a long and productive life. So
Amen.
cleanliness. If you want to live, you want to be clean. You want to eat the right foods. You want to walk right. You want to talk right. You don't want to be out of pocket and out of balance. You out of balance with your emotions, staying angry all the time because that attack
Right.
different parts of your organs. So that's what I'm using that in the context as of that, right?
Okay.
So yeah, but I'm not. I think that everybody should try to do these things to better themselves, and then be careful about how you dressing and how you're
Yeah.
walking and how you talking, because those things are reflection. You are reflecting
Right.
the universe what you want to be receiving. So if you don't want
Mhm.
certain things in your life or in your aura, in your circle, in your kingdom or queendom, then you
Hmm.
don't project that outward. Because if you do, that's exactly what you're going to reap. It's what you sow. Now I'm yielding the
Right.
floor.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I said what I said. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you showing me some love. So
Hey,
you
Selena.
were here. You were here at the very beginning. So I believe you were. Did you hear any of what I was describing between the difference of the queens, Queen Esther and Queen Jezebel?
I did. Yes, I
Okay.
did. So I was here probably about 20 minutes late, but pretty much I heard
Okay.
everything you said. Because when I was talking, you were just talking about, being ladylike and, really being yourself and not trying to compete with any other woman because you're confident within who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wholeheartedly agree with you. As women, I don't know, for whatever reason, we're in competition with each other for some reason. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who taught us to be that way. I don't know who taught us not to support one another. I just don't know where it come from. Um, and a lot of times we try to blame a lot of things on slavery, but I can't even blame that on slavery because
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, everybody was together. And for whatever reason, we all kind of grew apart. And I just think it's time for us ladies to, really to come back and uplift each other and not be jealous of one another because as you stated earlier, everybody have a gift. Everybody can bring something to the table. and you don't have to exclude anybody. Just if your light is shining in one way, well, some other woman like to be shining in a different way.
Right.
And we don't all have the same talents and gifts. We all can bring whatever we have to the table and uplift one another. And
That's right.
so there's no need for faking and shaking. I'm just a real type person, and what I had to learn in life is everybody is not going to treat you the way that you treat them. And I had to learn that the hard way. And I used to get my feelings hurt because
Hmm.
I'm this type of person. I give my all in all in whatever it is that I'm doing. And so you stated that everybody is not your friend, and you're absolutely right. Everybody isn't your friend. You think that some people are your friends, and when I was working, I wasn't really paying that any of attention. But when I retired, unfortunately, I come to find out that the people that I thought was really on my side really wasn't on my side like that. They
No.
were more, and I don't even want to say jealous or envious of me, but they were more in competition with me rather than being my friend. And I'm just
Hmm.
walking around all nilly willy trying to help everybody.
Right, right,
Making
right.
everybody my friend and trying to treat them and give them the grace that that I give them. But a lot of times you can pour into a lot of you can pour into people, but they don't reciprocate that back. They don't pour into you. And it's not that I just stopped hanging with them or whatever, but I'm aware now. My eyes were
Right.
kind of open, and I just kind of see people for who they are. And I had to, like I said, had to learn the hard way. Everybody's not going to treat you the way that you treat them, but I'm still not going to
Exactly.
allow them to define who I am, because sometimes
Mhm.
we do that as people.
Right.
If we get treated bad or somebody don't treat us right or whatever, we let them define us. But I just, at first I was pulling back, and I was like, you know what, I'm just still gonna be me, and I'll just allow them to be them, and
Exactly.
not allow them to define me.
E-
And if you want to be in competition with me, well, baby, go ahead, go right ahead on, because
Do you, boo?
do you do whatever help you sleep at night, because I sleep well at night. And I'm
That
gonna
part.
just continue to be me, and continue to treat people the way I want to be treated. And however you treat people, that's on you.
Exactly. Exactly. Hey, Shirley. Yeah. Thank you so much, Boss Up. I appreciate you. And you're right about that. I said what I said. Like it's like I don't know what it is, but it's a competition thing. It's like, look, do you quit trying to? And this is what I learned, even at a younger age when I had issues. And I talked about this before. I had a friend. She was when I was a freshman. She was a senior, and she was like a big sister of mine at the time. No, she was a junior, and people were so she was so magnetic. People would always be drawn to her because she had such a nice personality, and she was very fun. And I was a little bit more closed off. I mean, of course, a lot of, I had got a lot of guys that liked me when I was going to school, but I was really more closed off. I wasn't very outgoing or very friendly. Almost people could have thought I was stuck up. And I used to kind of be a little jealous as why she was so magnetic and she was so comfortable in her own skin, until I realized, Selena, you have what she has. You don't have to be jealous of her, of your friend, because she's comfortable and she's confident. You get that confidence. You become comfortable in your own, in your own skin, and quit trying to compare. And I learned that when I was in, like I said, in high school. So this is a thing that I think that women struggle with because, again, like I said, every woman has that little girl in them, and sometimes that little girl has not been healed. Sometimes that little girl hasn't dealt with those issues because she kept putting it away and saying, "I'll deal with it later." But that little girl don't go away.
Man.
Absolutely,
So I'm
absolutely.
glad that I learned that at that age, because I understood that when I get older, I don't have to be competing or trying to do this. I can just be me. And if people like it, they like it, and if they don't, they don't.
Selena
Yeah.
is fabulous.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Tanya's
Right.
fabulous, all
You
y'all
better,
fabulous
y'all
in your
fabulous.
own
Yeah,
way.
and you're right, Selena. Listen, being you, you're the best at it. Can't nobody beat you, and that's what
Exactly.
people have to understand.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't master how nobody else walks or talk. You can mimic them all you want to, but if you're not the originator of that particular body or being, then it just won't never work for you, right? So it's
Right.
okay if somebody has a quality that you may not possess or have. Just know what your qualities are and make sure you hone in on those qualities, improve those and keep them sharpened, and you will glow just as brightly as the next woman, right?
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
and for Miss I
Exactly.
said what I said what I said. Is that your name, sweet? I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Nice to meet you. I wanted to speak to you too. I didn't want to just bust in and talk, but
Oh,
I
that's
was,
okay. How's
yeah.
everybody doing on the panel today? Because I actually didn't speak to everybody either. I just started
No, it's
talking.
okay. No, all is well. And I wanted to just add to what you were saying about how women we get selfish and we started this competition thing with one another and we don't know how it got started. Well, what I believe is that we are tribal people. And once we all got separated or was taught to what's mine is mine and yours is yours, I got mine, you have yours, and we got separated in that way, we started competing, going through competition with one another. Who has the
Hmm.
biggest house? Who has the nicest car? You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Who got the best job? We started being in competition with one another. And that's where I believe we went wrong. You know? That's what I
Exactly.
think. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead
Well,
and
Agree.
be there.
Selena, it's real funny that you say people you could perceive you as being stuck up because you're not that friendly. And believe it or not, even though I talk a lot, I'm still not. I wasn't that friendly either. I wasn't that friendly of a person,
Hmm.
and I still don't consider myself as being extremely friendly because
Right.
I've always been about business, about what I'm doing, and really kind of focusing on what I'm doing and not really paying attention to what everybody else is doing. And
Hmm.
so it wasn't that I wasn't friendly or had time for people or just didn't want a bunch of girlfriends. I just always been focused on me and what
Hmm.
I was doing, and I never worried about what anybody else was doing. And
Yeah.
sometimes people can look at you as being stuck up or think you better than everybody else because, especially if you're a perfectionist, and when I say you're a perfectionist, when you dot your I's and cross your T's, if you do something, you want to do it right because that's how I was taught. I was never taught to slack up on anything. So any project that I'm working on, I'm putting my all in it, or either I'm just not gonna do it at all. Because that's the way that I was taught. Well, some people perceive that as you think you better than anybody else,
Hmm.
That's
especially if you achieve things or if you do better than them or what have you. And it
Right.
just feels like people have been in competition with me in my whole entire life, and I'm not in competition with them. I'm just doing me.
Right.
i'm
Right.
i'm just doing me. I
Hmm.
remodeled my house. I moved back home. I retired and I moved back home and I purchased my home and I just remodeled my house. My neighbor asked me, well, why are you doing all of that? Are you gonna rent this house out or what do you got? I'm like, because that's the way I want my house.
Right.
I'm making it the way I can be in it and be comfortable in it. I'm not doing it for any reason. I'm doing it because that's what I want to do. And so
Exactly.
you never know who's watching you. So, like you said, Selena, it's very important to carry yourself a certain way, especially if younger women are looking at you. And I don't care how beautiful you are on the outside, because, like you said, that is going to change.
It is.
It may not change today, but one day it will change.
God
Mhm.
knows. I had to say that.
Exactly. God knows. And
Yeah.
so you better have something on the inside
Right. Right.
and not rely on what's on the outside. And my
Right.
mom have always taught her, my mother taught us at a very young age, beauty don't mean anything if you're ugly on the inside. And if you
That's
don't
right.
carry yourself with confidence, and if you're inferior to people and you're jealous of everybody. My mom used to teach us these things at home, and I don't know what type of, she never explained to us why she was teaching us those things, but she taught us that at home a long time ago. And
Mhm.
to let us know being beauty on the outside or having nice hair, or because as black people, we're infatuated with hair for some reason.
Right,
That's
right.
our big thing. For whatever reason, we're infatuated with the hair thing. And I just never had a problem with having hair, but I never let that define me. I never let anything about me on the outside define me. I was always trying to make sure that I knew, something on the inside. I always tried to focus on making sure that I can get as much education as I could, or learn as much as I could learn, because I knew that's what was going to carry me in the world that we live in, not by how I look.
Mm-hmm. I know that's right. Hey, Slim, how are you? Thank you, Alexandra. I appreciate it. Hey, Bolo. Yeah. And now let me ask Miss Your Thoughts. Hey, Mel. I'm gonna go through each one of you. I'm go Yo Miss Your Thoughts, Miss Tanya, and Miss I said what I said. And if there's any ladies that would like to join the panel, you are more than welcome to join. I did pay for the StreamYard, so I think I can get up to 10. So you're more than welcome to come up. Miss Your Thoughts, I want to ask you your opinion. Why do you think that some women are so competitive to where they don't want to or can't be friends with other women?
Why? Okay, because first of all, they are competitive to the woman that they don't like. Because you wouldn't be wanting to be in competition with somebody that you like. Now, for real, you the person that you like, you want to build that person. You will build and do everything you can to help that person reach their goal.
Mm-hmm.
The person you will be competitive with is someone that you really don't care for. You have some type of thing that you see about that person that you really don't like, whether you want to admit it or not.
Right.
So that's not going to work all together. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
See, because I'm not competitive. If I love somebody and that's my friend, and we vibing really well, and they're trying to reach a goal or something, there's no competition with me. It's like, okay, sis, what can I help you do? Let me see. What advice can I do to lift you up? What can I do to help build or help you with your goal? You see, and then I would do everything in my power to help my friend to do that. Now, somebody that I want to be in competition with would be like on a job or something like that. I might want that position. That don't mean I like that person. We're at war if I'm in competition with you, not verbal war, but I'm at war with you in a way where I'm gonna try to figure out how I can be ahead of you. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
That's the way I look at that. Do
Mhm.
that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
So why do you feel have you I don't know if you feel this way, but do you feel like a lot of times, especially with you being a black woman, do you feel like there's a lot of hatred with other black women, hating other black women?
Yes, I do.
Thank you,
I do.
Action. Okay. And why do you think that is?
It's because they see the God in you. They see your abilities and they don't possess them. They wish that they had it. They're too
Mhm.
afraid to ask you, what's your secret, girl? What's your secret? Be humble and come to you as another woman, trying to get advice from another woman. You know what I'm saying? Women are very prideful. They think they know
Mm,
everything. So if rather than those women come to you and say, well, yeah, sis, I see that you, just like you was talking about your friend in school, how she had all those qualities and people was drawn to her, right? And they looked at you as being uppity or snobby or whatever, right?
mhm.
Right? Did you go to your girlfriend and say, hey, girl, what you got in you? Why are these people coming to you? What can you show? You see what I'm saying? It's
I
awkward to
actually
do that.
did.
Oh, you did?
Besides me talking to myself, because
Uh-huh.
I thought through a lot of things, even as a teen. But I
Mm-hmm.
did ask her. I said, "What is it?" And she told me. She said, "Selena, you need to be more friendly. You're not friendly. You're not open enough where people will be." I would say, she said, to be you're not approachable. So when she told me that, I started focusing on being more approachable. And that's when I started to be coming to myself where I could still be myself, because I am a reserved person, but I can be very cordial to people. So once I started still being myself, but learning to be a little bit more pleasant where people could come to me, then I was able to draw the people that I needed to draw, even
Right.
some I didn't
That's
want to,
good. Right.
you
So
know.
that was a true friend. because she showed you and told you how to get what she has. You see what I'm saying? And in your
Mm-hmm.
understanding. But
Right.
imagine going up to a stranger that you see something beautiful in a strange woman. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They won't tell you nothing. See,
Mm-mm.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to bring out, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's where the competition comes in at. Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Miss Your Thoughts. What about you, Tanya? You have something to add to this?
Yeah. Um, I wanted to chime in on what's her name again?
Miss Your Thoughts?
Yeah. Um, there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually called a spirit of excellence. When you're trying to do the best you can, that's what Daniel had in
Right.
the Bible. He was that's doing the best you can without letting nothing stop you with people and their comments. That's what you just keep doing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it comes to women, I think, like I said, it all depends on if you were raised with a mother and a father that had that was uplifting you and keeping you. That brings us all in. That's why you got to have someone or a guardian or a grandfather. I mean, I have
Mm-hmm.
both my parents, but my grandfather was everything to me. So, I mean,
Right.
it builds your confidence. And so, when you have those things, you're looking up to your mother and your father.
Uh-huh.
That's what you're supposed to be doing. And when they're having issues or they're broken or they're in sin, it takes away from what you could be. Excuse me. I'm outside.
Right.
So it all depends on how you were raised and your environment. Like I tell on my channel, I was born in the projects, and Lord knows, I mean, if my dad didn't see the right thing to do was marry my mama, I probably would be sitting there with 10 kids, and I'm telling you the truth. I
Yeah.
wasn't on the verge of being bad. I was telling kids to skip school with me, and that's something my mama didn't know. So I don't know.
So basically your family built confidence in you where
Yeah,
you didn't really have that issue.
right. I'm just
Okay.
being sarcastic, but I would have felt in the same things. I never I I I went through high school not really having a boyfriend, and I mean there were people who had crushes on me, but I never was thinking about having sex because my sister had a child as an early age, and so that
Mm-hmm.
reflected on me, and that's something parents got to stop doing. I mean it's good to look
Mm-hmm.
over your children, but you got to look over everybody. So, but they were overtaken
Right.
because of my older sister mistakes. And when I had my older sister and she passed away, and she had her son, and I still loved him and wanted for them. And I was learning from her, like, oh, I don't want that. I don't want to be no
Mhm.
baby mama. I mean, that was me. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm gonna do everything I can not to be a baby mama, and that was how I felt because my sister wasn't being treated the way that I felt she should have been treated. So that was how I
Right.
felt. So every black woman don't just look to just have a baby, and you know what I mean.
Right.
That was my
Right.
environment, and so I say that the when you have confidence with your mom and your dad, people see that. Even when I was in elementary, some people mistreated me, and so they were trying to say you're just like a pushover, and I'm saying no. I mean, we have things. My dad was working and making money, and so we had things that others didn't, and
Hmm.
they kind of looked at you. Here I am dressed nice with frilly dresses and ponytails, and most of the people didn't have that, and I didn't look at it like that. But I was
Right.
always giving and saying, "You want some candy?" And so I think it makes more you that you're put together. You be picked on more.
Hmm. Yeah, I
You know what I
did.
mean? You think you
I,
better than
I
everybody.
I kind of understand what you're saying, Tanya. I was kind of like that, and even though, like I said, most of us come from working class families, I always had, I always was well taken care of, and sometimes you would have other girls that would not have that same thing, and that created jealousy, you know, and then that could created competition to where they would try to get the guy that likes you, look crazy stuff that girls do. And I think when I learned that this is what happens when you become, I would just say, even as a girl, you're gonna deal with that as a girl. when you're a teenager, when you're an adult, and even when you're older, you're still going to have to deal with that because it seems like sometimes women never stop competing with another woman. Some of these people. But like I said, I'm just learning. I don't got time for that.
Yeah,
Like, I'm happy for you if you got it. Tell me what I can do so I can get it.
and that's it.
I
I
don't
don't.
want your husband. I don't want your man. I don't want your.
Right.
I don't want no money from you. I just want you to show me how to do it so I can get it for myself, right? And that way, that puts competition out. You know, we don't have
Right.
to do none of that.
That's how I feel too. Like, I have to worry about you thinking that I want your man or something like that? You know, because some women seem together. You be like, okay. Then next thing you know, after they meet people and then they start acting different on you, and you're saying, what's wrong? You know, because maybe that husband might have said, you know what, that's a good friend. You need to be more like her or something. So men got to watch
Hmm.
what they say.
Exactly.
You are who you are, but there's
Right.
something from her that I don't have, and that's what they may not know. So I
Right.
saying on that, and I can only be the best that I can be. I'm not
Mhm.
nobody's lane. I genuinely give compliments because I feel like sometimes I wanted them, and
Right.
I don't just give everybody compliments. And some people
No, me neither.
that's flattery.
But I will give other women compliments, especially if it's the truth.
Yeah,
Like, but I have noticed, I don't know if you guys have noticed, I have given some women compliments and it was kind of like, thank you. And I'm like, ooh, what crawled up your butt? So some women can't accept other compliments from other women. I find kind of interesting. But it is what it is. Like I said, that's their problem and not mine. I'm able to give another woman a compliment and mean it.
yeah,
I rarely say things that I don't mean, you know. So it, like I said, it's just too much of that trying to be better than another person. I'm trying to be the best version. When you try to be the best version of yourself, people will call you a fake Christian. People will say you a pick me. People will say all types of things. She thinks she better than me with her big face. People with I can't stand her. She thinks she all of that. She's a thought. She wants so much attention. Listen, I don't have to go and say, hey, everybody. I don't have to do that. I don't have to do none of that.
you don't have to
Right.
security.
So,
That's
yeah.
so.
And so that's your stuff. It ain't mine.
You great. That's all I hear. I'm great. I'm
Right.
what?
That part.
Hey,
So, yeah. All right, Tanya. So I'm gonna come back to you. I said what I said. What is your thoughts on that?
I just think that some women are just insecure within themselves
Hmm.
and they don't have a lot of self esteem. And a lot of times people blame you for their problems, especially if you're what they call successful or if
Right.
you have more than what they have. And it's like you said, instead of them asking you, how do I do this? They just get jealous of you and they just automatically um, make an assumption of you. It's more like judging a book, before judging a book by its cover.
Right.
And so we do that a lot as women.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but
Do it, girl.
I've never had a problem with getting a man or let me just put it like this. I always tried to be self-conscious when I was around someone else's man because for whatever reason they want to give me a compliment, and a lot of
Mhm.
women are inferior if they feel some type of way if they man give their friend a compliment, which I feel
Right.
like I don't know if it's inappropriate because I don't know what the compliment was, but a lot of women do not want their man complimenting another woman as if they you know are
Mhm.
blind. They want the men to walk around like they're blind.
That
um,
part.
you can't compliment, they man can't look at you without them feeling some type of way. And for whatever reason, every friend that I've had, even my very best friend, has accused, has made an assumption um, that something may have been going on with their man and me, and I'm so not that type of person. I am so
Right.
totally different, opposite of that. As a matter of fact, if your man approach me, I'm gonna come and tell you first. I'm gonna talk crazy to him, and then I'm gonna come tell you what he said to me, because
Mm-hmm.
that's just who I am. And I don't have to steal, I don't have to take anybody's man, and I don't have to steal your man, especially if you're my friend or you're my
Mm-hmm.
family, or if you're somebody close to me. That's the last thing you have to worry about with me. And like I said, when I was in high school, I really didn't even date anybody in high school. I've always hung around older people because, in my opinion, older people can teach you a lot. So I've always
Mm-hmm.
hung around older women, and they taught me
Yes,
a
sir.
lot about life. And I had this friend for 40 years, and I don't know what happened to our friendship to this day, because I never felt like I done anything to her, but all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden she just stopped talking to me. So I just say, well, maybe her man said something, or because I have had that in the past. And I don't know what's wrong with women, and why they're why they're self-conscious of themselves. And you should
Mm-hmm.
be secure
That
within yourself, because it's the reason why your man chose you
right,
you know
right,
And
right.
so, and at the end of the day, um, it's nothing that I can do. You know, people can like you all they want, but if you don't reciprocate that, they can't do anything to you that you don't allow them to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just very surprised when they brought that up to me, because I've never dated anybody that my friends or family dated. I'm not that type of chick that'll go sneak behind your back, even if I know you. And I don't even have to know you. But if I know that's your person, you definitely don't have to worry about me trying to look at them, because I don't operate that way. But some women just feel inferior to other women for
Mm-hmm.
whatever reason. And whatever's for you is for you. And I can't take nothing from you, and you can't take anything from me that I
Right.
don't want to happen. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
if your man is not disciplined enough, or don't know you well enough, to
That's
respect
on
you,
him.
that's on him and you. I don't have anything to do
Right.
with that, you know?
I tell you, I have been accused of all of that. I'm like, baby, I
Right.
don't want your man. I want look. If
Really.
it ain't my own, I don't want yours. Okay, you can.
Right.
I can promise you that. But I want to talk a little bit about if a woman wants, if she has low self-esteem, if she knows that she has these type of characteristics of being that hateful bitter woman, if she wants to come out of it, do y'all have any suggestions if she wants to come out of being like that? Because what I find on this, and before y'all answer that, what I find, a lot of people, a lot of women don't even recognize that they're a jealous hearted person or a hateful person. Some women will not recognize that. They feel like they're okay, and every other woman around them is jealous and hateful. I talked about it at the beginning about being self-aware of your own stuff. I'm self-aware of my own insecurities. I'm self-aware of all my flaws and my strengths. So there's things about me you can't tell me because I know me, right? But there is times where some people I have met, like some women that think that it's every other woman's problem, not theirs. Those are, to me, are delusional people. They're stuck. They're in arrested development. Thank you so much, beautiful one. I wish you could have came up here
Hmm.
and actually had a conversation. Shout out to beautiful one. Shout out to everybody that blessed me today. I really appreciate that. I want to know if you find a woman that says, I don't like this about myself. How can I change this, Miss Yo Thoughts? How can I change this, Tanya? How can I change this? I said what I said. Could you give me some? I'm going to start with Miss Yo Thoughts if she's available. Can you give me
Yes,
some
I'm here.
words
Hmm.
for that woman that does want to change?
Yes. The way, first of all, I want to say to the other lady, can't you know she was talking about somebody wanted the women be thinking that she want a husband and all that kind of crazy
Yeah, I
stuff.
said what I said. Hmm.
Yeah, Miss, I said what I said. Listen, you're right, sis. But here's the thing that women need to know: can't nobody take nobody from nobody, right? We don't own the men, and the men don't own the women. They go because
Exactly.
they want to. It don't have nothing to do with you. It's their
Hmm.
problem, not yours. I just wanted to say that part. I was dying to say that, but I didn't want to interrupt you. But you know what I'm saying? I don't care for women that think that everybody wants what they have when it comes to relationships with our man and all that kind of craziness.
Right.
That person has a serious problem, and it's more than insecurities. That's for that one.
That
Now,
part.
yeah. Now, what you said, for the woman that wants to change, how would she change if she's if she's insecure and she feels bad about herself and don't know how to get out that slump?
Hmm.
First of all, she need to change her environment, because more than likely she's wallowing with people or associating herself with people with low vibration in the same state that she's in. You can't, what you focus on grows. So if you don't like staying in the house by yourself or being alone by yourself, who do you think want to be around you? So if you're a woman that don't like being at home, you feel like you're bored, you got to go out to the club, you got to do something every day, your calendar have to be, your schedule have to be full. You know what I'm saying? Then you're running away from yourself. So if you're running away from yourself, don't you think other people gonna run away from you? So
That part.
if you that type of woman, then you'll know that's more than likely the woman that needs to change her environment and get to know other people and uplift herself in that way. But first, learn how to be alone with yourself, your
Hmm.
total self. Okay, that's my advice.
I know that's right. It's Tanya.
Yes, ma'am. I agree. The best way I could tell that a woman is just have her body. It's just me and her, and to let her know that I love you as a sister, and I'm not here to hurt you or harm you, because I want what's best for you, but you got to want that for me, and everything you got going on, spiritual thing, and so, I pray for you and get you delivered, because that's what you're not understanding. It's a spiritual thing. It
Hmm.
could be the most beautiful, and I experienced this. The most beautiful woman in the world, drips from head to toe with money and Gucci and all this, but inside there's a spirit of jealousy and envy, because it might have been handed down from her mother or how she was treated, and so that's something
Hmm.
you got to get delivered. That's what the Bible is,
Right.
that delivered, or else it's going to keep manifesting and it's going to be handed down. So if you have a daughter or a son, it's going to be handed down, and that's what people. It's more of a spiritual matter that needs to be taken care of, and you got to confess it. That person has to say, "I see what you mean. I am jealous. So what do I need to do? I need to confess my sins." That's what the Most High says. Confess my.
Right. 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 Right.
He gonna take
I
care of
did.
nothing else.
I agree with you, Tanya. I did the exact same thing. And the ladies that know, they know what I'm talking about that I talk to. I have a little sisterhood, and I admitted something to them about a situation. And the first thing to get help, like you said, is to admit your faults.
Hmm.
You have to admit, and that's what's wrong with a lot of women. They can't admit if they're jealous or
Yeah,
envious of someone.
somebody else, and if this is a repetitive thing that's happening in your life, and you don't have strong relationships other than something of a narc abuse going on,
Mhm.
then it's you. It's something. We're not here. God hates all sin. This is something that can be fixed. And
Right.
I would encourage my sister to get that. And after that, you keep carrying on. God said, I have to depart from you, because I don't want to think like that. Because
Mhm.
connect with these kind of people. That's when now I'm starting to feel like, I don't want that.
Mhm.
I've been set free, saved, delivered, so I don't want nobody else to see it. So I just
Right. Right. Right.
show her that I don't hate you. I'm showing you everything of love. Uh,
Mhm.
you never have to worry about me in with any of men, because what God has for you, no man can take away. And so
Mhm.
that, to me, that's a test. If that man is willing to walk away with another woman, he never
Mhm.
beginning, so I'm good. Bye. You know, you know
That part.
how I feel about it. That if he would walk away from something that loves and takes care of him, I'm doing my part. I'm doing
Mhm.
a Proverbs 31 woman, and he can't see it, then that's where he needs to go. And she has to remember, hey, if he wanted to go with her, who else has he been with? You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I want to get in a situation, and that's what God allows. Sometimes we have friends and they go with the other person or whatnot. I don't know if that's ever happened to you. You know me, it happened to me, and I said, well, thank you God for taking him away. And I wasn't even that deep because I don't put every egg in the basket. I test the man and see, when he's saying these good stuff, why are you saying this? You know what I mean? We got to hear
I
what the
know that's right, because you just have to take your time with some of these men out here and be like, listen, until you do it, then hey, I ain't gonna believe nothing till you do it. Um, so I, what were you saying, Tanya?
it's okay to hold a man accountable because before I married my husband, I found out
Uh-huh.
dating another woman and he didn't know that. He's like, well, that's what I'm allowed to get away with. And I asked him, I said, well, what you gonna do? Are you gonna be with her or are you gonna be with me?
Right,
And I asked because that's where I was at the time. And it didn't take long for him to say, yeah, I'm being with you. You know,
right,
that's just something that I don't know how their relationship was. I was told that they were just going out and having something to eat or something. And I don't know where he wanted me to be because I'm not just waiting around because you know what I mean? I'm
okay.
49 years old. I ain't got a lot of time.
Oh Lord. Okay, Tanya, you a mess. Girl, Tanya is a mess.
Rejected. So you know what I mean? So always take it before most, you know, if we want to date.
Right, right, right. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you, Tanya. You're such a blessing. I'm gonna go to I said what I said, then I'm gonna go to my girl Phoenix and Riders. So what you have to and I will do a part two to this. Um be beautiful one, because I did this last year. I did a sister circle last year, and it was a smaller crowd, but I tried to do this last year because I wanted to see if we could actually start a women empowerment, because they talk about it. They've been talking about it, and some of the women that were talking about it, they weren't empowering. They were tearing women down and then want to empower. We can't do both, so we got to do one or the other.
And
So,
Selena, excuse me, let me interrupt real quick, Selena.
uh-huh.
Okay, yeah, and I did a couple of them. I did a couple of live streams for a women's panel, open women's panel.
Yes, you did. You
Remember I
did.
did that?
Uh-huh.
But it's crazy because you do get a low turnout, and it's because of those issues that we're talking about right now, Selena. That's what the real
Right.
issue is, right? So that's what it is.
Right.
That's why I was adamant to come on here to support you. I meant to do that. So I just wanted to, I'm gonna go leave because the dogs have to go outside, but I still may come back up. I'm just gonna let them out to
Yeah,
go
you're more
potty.
than welcome to come back up, Miss Your Thoughts.
Love
Uh,
her pup babies, honey.
Yeah, my babies, honey, they are showing off. Y'all just don't know if y'all could only see them. So I'm gonna come
You
back. I'm
show
gonna
us.
be,
You show us.
yeah, I'm gonna be listening as I take them out, and then I may be able to come back up here. Okay, guys, I'm listening.
and if not, I'm gonna do a part two. So
Okay,
if I'm gonna
okay,
do a part two, I want you to come up.
okay.
Hopefully, Miss Akimi, Miss Beautiful One, and any other lady that's in the chat that would like to come up, you're more than welcome.
Thank
I
you,
want.
Selena.
All right, love you to Reese's Pieces. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Likewise, baby. Bye, bye,
All
everybody.
right. And I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. Andrea, thank you for coming through. And Miss August Queen, thank you for coming through, lady. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Welcome to everyone. Um, my girl Phoenix. Oh, just start. I said what I said. You didn't do
Mm-mm.
your part. Okay, let me let you go.
Well, I don't believe that people don't know what their faults are. I'm just
Mm,
inclined to believe that people allow them to get away with what they get away with. Okay. Some
okay.
people know that they're lacking and they're short and everybody know their shortcomings. Whether we want to admit to it or not, that's another different story.
Hmm.
Um, But I wholeheartedly feel like everybody know where they fall short. Everybody know when they're doing wrong or when they're, not doing the right things. The difference is a lot of people just sometimes we call those people spoiled because the family and the friends that's around them, their environment that's around them, allow them to exert to exhibit a certain behavior, and everyone just put up with it instead of just pulling them to the side and just let them know that, hey, it's not okay to treat me this way, or it's not okay for you to act
No,
this
that's
way.
right.
And so I feel like they know what they're doing, but everybody, a lot of people just allow them to get away with it. And then once they run into that person like me, that's going to tell them, then I'm the one that's wrong, or is something wrong with me because I won't allow you to treat me just any kind of way.
That
And
part.
so somebody put it in the chat earlier about, if you want to find out how people really feel about you, just tell them the word no. Well, I am that person that will say no. We're so used to everybody telling us yes. And
Right.
so I'm just not going to allow your bad decision to help me make a bad decision. If I feel like you come to me and you ask me to do something and I don't feel like it's the right decision, I just might tell you no. And a lot of
Right.
people in my family, they don't like that, and they call me crazy, and they have all kind of adjectives that they explain me on. But really, I'm just being real with you.
Right.
A-
Right.
and so I just feel like people know what they're doing, but other people just allow them to get away with it. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like if they want to better themselves, then they have to look within. They have
Mm-hmm.
to figure out what is it about them, what's the toxicity in them. Take some self inventory. I take self inventory all the time. I'm not saying that I'm a perfect person, but I definitely take self inventory to make sure that I'm on the right track. I ask questions. Hey, did I offend you? Am I doing something wrong? I'm always
Right.
assessing myself. I'm always asking other people, you know, how's this going? How does that look to you? Because at the end of the day, I can take constructive criticism. I like constructive criticism, because what I don't want to do is be walking around here and be out here exuding some type of behavior that's not appropriate for everyone else. And in
Right.
this
Right.
day and time, you have to be very careful how you treat people, because people are kind of fickle these days. And
Very people.
the younger, and not to talk put the younger generation down, but their skin is not as thick as our generation. You know, everybody is a little bit, in my opinion, people are a little bit softer now. You can offend someone, and just by being real or speaking the truth, and they'll get offended about it. And so you have to know the words that you have to make sure you use the right context. You have to
Mhm.
use the correct words. But if you want to fix yourself, then you find out what the problem is yourself. If you find out
Mhm.
what your problem is, then you can fix yourself, and you have to want to fix yourself. A lot of people are okay with the way that they are, and like I said, everybody allowed them to get away with this behavior. It's worked out for them all this time, so why would they change?
And see, that's the thing. And thank you so much, beautiful one, and Tasha. I appreciate. See, it's women like you that make me want, and women like you guys that make me want to come on this platform, because it's like you almost have to have armor on coming on this app, because you're hit so many different ways, so many different angles, and so sometimes it just doesn't seem like it's worth it. But then when I have people to confirm to me that I'm going the right path, this is what makes me keep going. So thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for coming on my platform. I just want to say that now, because you just have no idea, as a small content creator, how it sometimes it's very difficult to get people interested in something that is not the norm for them. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to those that came through and just pressed the like button, and even my lovely guest on my panel. Um, hey, y'all have really outdone yourself. And I really was, and I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna let y'all talk, but I really was kind of like, I don't know if I want to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just like, I don't know. I just don't know if I have what it takes. Because
Okay.
sometimes I'm telling you, dealing with some women, especially on this app, they get on your damn nerves. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You run into so many different problems dealing with folks. Some people you think you're cool with, but I mean, it's a disaster, right? So I appreciate everybody that has shown me love today. This makes me want to come on here. Because
Well,
some days it's difficult as hell. Thank you so much, Tasha. It's difficult as hell sometimes.
well,
But
can I
go
say
ahead.
can I say
Mhm.
this, Selena?
Go ahead.
Don't worry about the people that leave because they're not supposed to be there anyway. Whatever content that you want to put it out because the people that get offended, those are the people that you actually that you know how sometimes when you're in church and they say, why is the preacher stepping on my toes? Well, that
Hmm.
means you're stepping on some toes and they don't want to take accountability for what you're saying. You're stepping on their toes, it's hitting home, and they don't want to hear it. So those are the people that don't really want to change. And I have this name for a reason because I on my channel I do say what I want to say. I
No,
do.
that's right.
I am real about it, and everybody, my audience know who I am, and they say, we don't know what's going to come out of your mouth, and you're absolutely right because I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth.
That
But
part.
one thing about it, people like you for who you are. They're not worried about what you're saying because if you're authentic and you're being you and you're being real, you're gonna have people that you're still gonna have some like-minded people. It may not
Hmm.
be the same people you started out with, but the people, in my opinion, the people that leave you, then they run really there for the right reasons anyway. And if you're
That
just trying to
part.
teach people and you're just trying to inspire people and you're just trying to give people a different outlook on, like, well, who wouldn't want that? Because
Mhm.
I'm this type of person. I want to be great and I want everybody else around me to be great, but everybody can't, take the ride with you. And so you have to look at it like that. Everybody don't want to be great. Some people don't want to change. Some people want to stay in their toxicity. Some people want to stay in the same place. So
Mhm.
those are not the people that you're speaking to anyway. But anybody that want to learn and want to and like you're teaching and they like you, it doesn't matter what platform you have, it doesn't matter what subject you talk about, they're going to come back anyway.
Right, right. Shout out to I said what I said. Phoenix, what's up? My sister. Phoenix. Hey
Hey.
Phoenix. What's good, girl?
Hello, panel. I'm not familiar with everybody, but Miss Tanya, I said what I said. I do know about Miss Riders.
Miss
Hello.
Tanya. Uh,
Hope everybody's having a wonderful day.
what would you like to add to this panel, Miss Phoenix?
I've heard a couple things, but I'll just start off with saying, for me myself, I take people for their word in the beginning until their action shows me different.
Mm,
You will show me who you are eventually. Who you tell me you are, and who you show could be two different things. And a lot of times it can be misreading because if all you're looking for is for them to screw you over, everything they do is going to show you that.
mm-hmm.
It's never going to be like, okay, it was a misunderstanding. Everything they do is going to look suspect to you. So I just try to give people grace in showing me who they are in the
Okay.
beginning. I also immediately set my boundaries because I am a firm believer. And if you do not give a damn about my feelings, you give me permission to not give a damn about yours.
That part.
So if you continuously overstepping my boundaries that I have set, you don't care, I don't need you around me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's just the basics.
Hmm.
Now I've heard some things about some menses and how you don't uh well, a lot of women would think, oh, everybody want my man. Well, that's not true.
Right.
That's
It's
not true.
not,
But there are some who will try it. And that's where your discernment comes in. You
right.
have to have and use your gift of discernment. Because me, myself, I have already set that boundary. I'm not going to have my girlfriends around my man like that. It's not because I don't trust certain people. I do have trust issues. Let it be known.
Yeah.
But it's because my Bible says you don't give the enemy a foothold. And it also says that we do not fight against flesh and blood, although the flesh is weak
Right.
and the spirit is willing. Now, what that spirit is willing to do and which spirit that you have on you is the question.
Right.
Now, you can have the bestest of friends that will try to trample over you to get to your man because she's seeing how he treats you. And it is not your friend that you are against, it is that spirit of envy that they allow to entertain them.
Hmm. That's
Because
right.
you have some people are in that spirit of, well, when is it going to be my turn? And I have been in that spirit,
Hmm.
but I have never crossed those boundaries
Mm. Okay.
because that ain't for me.
Right.
If he leaves you, it's gonna be because of you, not me.
Not
I
me.
don't entertain that.
Not me, honey. Hmm. I
Yeah,
know
I
this.
don't do that. So
I know
that's
that's
one thing.
right.
Although I have been around a couple that have, and I have been burned by those who have been closest to me.
Right.
And I
Right.
had to exercise that spirit of forgiveness.
Hmm.
It was a spirit of vengeance at first, but I
Yeah,
learned to
right.
forgive.
You want to whoop somebody's butt.
I
Oh,
listen.
Lord.
I have
You,
set people up in my head so many times.
I know that's
It's
right.
ridiculous, but I have learned and exercised. Not just learned, I exercise the spirit of patience, long suffering, and forgiveness. It took a while, but I got there.
Phoenix, you a warrior. That's all I got to say.
Oh yeah, that's where my
That
name
takes a
came from,
lot.
honey. Do you know how many times I had to burn down a house
Oh
to fly
God,
through them
don't tell us.
ashes, girl? Like
Don't
for
tell us that.
real.
Don't tell us
No,
that.
your body
You,
is a
you,
temple.
look,
Your body is a temple. That house,
oh, okay. I'm about to say.
that
I
house.
thought you did an Angela Bassett in
No,
Waynext.
ma'am. No,
Oh,
ma'am. I did a less of
oh,
me, more of you, Lord type of burn down.
oh, okay, okay. I
Because again, the flesh is weak and this they light
got
this shit up.
you. Right. You hear CP3 say left eye. You went left eye on.
Yes, God. Yes, God.
Yes, indeed.
Listen, I
Yes,
had to
indeed.
talk myself up out of it a couple times, but I'm
Right,
just saying.
right. But like I said, we it says trust no man, and I believe
Ooh,
that. Like
say
you
that.
really
I do not.
have to, your faith, you if you're going to trust God, just trust God. But there is a small percentage that you have to trust, that you trust certain people. And what I mean by that is I trust my sister to be who she is because
Hmm.
she's consistent in what she's shown me in her actions on certain things.
Yes.
Because I
Yes.
spend time with her, I trust that she's going to do certain things because I've seen it. I've seen her behavior over time. Not to say that she can't change in any way, but from what I've seen of her, I trust her to be this type of person or that type of person. And the same with my other sisters. And so, even with my friends, I trust them to be themselves. Do I put my full trust in anyone? Absolutely not. But there is people that I have in my life that I trust things about them to be who they are because I saw the consistency of their behavior, if that makes sense. It doesn't mean I'm putting my whole trust in you as if you're a god, or or putting my whole trust in you as like I believe everything and you're gonna do right by me, everything, every time. And I know I'm not oblivious to that, and I'm not slow. I'm very I have enough intellect to know that that is not something that's not another human giving another human that responsibility of is not, it's not right. It's not even, it's not even fair to do that. So, and I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Uh, and sometimes there's certain things, if people have showed some type of godly behavior, sometimes you trust the God in them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you've seen that they try to be a decent person. They try to be honest. I trust that part. I trust that you're gonna try to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's how
Now,
I look at it. Mhm.
with that, they, because people will say, "I am God led." Which God is leading you?
That part. I'm not talking about Lucifer.
Child, I
I'm
need to
talking
know.
about
But no, I literally asked this question because God, no,
right, right,
which one? Which one?
right, right.
Because it's a couple of them now. I don't know which one you led by, and I need to know so I know how to deal
Right.
with you. So, which
Exactly.
God is leading you, honey? I need the one in heaven or the one I don't know. I don't know. So you
Shout
got to
out
be
to
clear. You
you.
got to be
Yeah, you
clear.
do have to be clear on that. You have to
Oh,
be
I'm gonna
really
pray
clear.
for you. I only accept positive prayers. I don't accept that crap that y'all be trying to do.
Right, right.
Mm-mm. And that's
Look,
me rebuking it in the
yeah.
beginning, because you're not about to trick me. Oh,
And,
thank you so much. I'm not accepting that.
and everybody that says that they love you don't love you.
Yeah,
I've
that's
had
true.
people to say, "Oh, I love you," just to know that that hate, when it's something that they don't like that I've done, or they may feel slighted in some way, that that love just as powerful as that hate. And so as much as they say they loved you, that hate that comes, that's in them, they really, it's like venom. I said, somebody was saying, I don't know who said it. I said what I said, tell a person no and you'll find out. And that's true. When Mad Day happens, you're going to find out how much they didn't like you, what they
Hmm.
really thought about you, right? The time that they were laughing and chopping it up with you, you're going to find out how they didn't like you no way, how you really ain't that cute, and all that kind of stuff. All that's gonna come out when Mad Day happens. See,
Hmm.
there has been some people that have offended me or I don't like anymore, but I'm not going to be blasting it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be blasting it on social media about what they did, why I don't like them anymore. Like some things you just, but it's some women, when they are hurt or they're mad about something you did, they they're very revengeful and very hateful in their approach, and it's really, to me, it just shows what they really were in the first place, who they really were in the first place. um Writers, it's your time. How are you? Thank you for coming through. Hey, Tim. He said love. Go ahead, writers, you're on mute.
My bad, my bad. I was trying to get off the mute button, but I couldn't. Blessings, blessings.
Right.
I apologize.
Go ahead, writers.
Yeah, y'all, man, y'all spending some James on some real shit. Y'all, like, I'm sorry, I cursed. Um, damn, y'all been saying everything. Y'all, like, we kind of like think alike right here, because I feel as though we live in an era where women need to learn how to take accountability, right? And not just that, some women, I feel as though they don't respect themselves enough. So they let others disrespect them. You see where I'm coming from? They don't have enough love for themselves. So, they deflect on others. People can say anything. Oh shit, I'm on that. And then at the end of the day, right, we how can I say, some females having, how can I say, even though we've grown up, some females, like you said earlier, are still little girls. They haven't had, how can I
Right.
say, it could be at one point in life where, I don't know, it could be a family dynamic, right? They had a toxic
Hmm.
family, or it could be that they didn't have a childhood, didn't experience a childhood, and now that they older, they're going through, like, how some old heads go through menopause, and they say you got premenopause. I mean, I'm comparing it because it's like, to me, it's the same thing. But
Still have
they
children.
haven't sexually matured, they haven't
Hmm.
emotionally matured, and that's the issue that
Right.
we're having. So we have to learn, right, how to deal with those issues. And sometimes I ask the question, right, and I think, I'm not sure if it was, I think it was, I said what I said, answered it, right. um right. Here we go. Does fear, right, or judgment or rejection make accountability harder for some individuals, especially women?
Uh,
So that leads right me into that question. I mean, I feel as though we all thinking the same right now.
yeah. I tell you, I think Russell got me off a little bit.
I
Right. Did you
know.
say fear?
Fear, yes, fear.
Fear and faith don't operate in the same body.
I feel like I don't know. Some people run off of fear or judgment. Like they think they worry about what other people think about them. You see where I'm coming from?
Oh, I've never had that issue, honey. I don't give a damn.
So it's
Me,
kind of like, we
me
different.
either.
You see where I'm coming from? Like, I don't know. Like, you
Because
can
either
tell the
you gonna
difference
love me
between
for
a
who I
woman and
am
a
or
little
you're
girl.
not, and that weeds out a lot of
Facts,
issues. I do
facts.
not care. You can
Yo,
take
Right.
thing is,
me as I am or you can leave me where I'm at. It's
facts,
okay.
Right.
I am not for everybody. It's a
facts.
That
lot of
part.
people out here that drink tequila. It's a lot of people out here that can't stand it. It's a lot of people out here that drink gin. It's a lot of people out here that can't stand it. It's a lot of people that like Kool-Aid. It's a lot of people that like extra sugar in their Kool-Aid. It's just it's not going to be for everything is not for everybody. I know I'm not for everybody. And who sticks by me is the ones that God has for me.
Facts.
Right. Right.
Those that say, "Ooh, I can't stand her." Cool, you can do that from over there.
That part.
That's all down.
Stay away
I
from
don't
me.
care.
Facts.
I do
Listen,
not
man.
care. I have my moments of where I don't feel like myself at times. I have my
Yeah.
moments where I lash out. I have my moments that are not perfect. And guess what? I'm going to have friends around me that's going to
Mm-hmm.
understand that.
Yep.
You
And
That's
know
they're
what
true.
going
the
to get
issue?
me back in line.
Yep.
Hmm.
And the
That's
issue
true.
with
And
a lot
that's
of
what
women.
I need around me. Iron sharpens iron. If you are not trying to be my iron, baby, sharpen something that you're comfortable with.
Oh, yo, she just hit it home.
Wow.
You see?
I know that's
She
right,
just
home
hit it home.
girl.
But also too, I feel like a lot of times when people are in these relationships,
Hmm.
um, they got they're into the relationship under false pretense, and they don't want nobody to pull the scab off the sore. They
Say
don't
that.
want they don't want people to find out what's really going on. Um,
Right.
you have a
So,
lot of people that's faking it until they make it in these relationships.
Hmm.
Mm,
They may tell you, "Oh, he's buying me this, he's buying me that," but in actuality, they're buying everything. They're funding the
mm,
whole relationship.
say that.
yeah,
But they go on social media and try to make it look like they're living their best life, when in actuality, they're not really happy about their life. They just want to project that they're happy.
Hmm.
Um, and then when they can't keep the attention of their partner, and that goes for men and women both, when they can't keep the attention of their partner, they're like she said, they're always walking in fear. They're always fearful that somebody else is going to come along and take what they have, because
Right.
in actuality, they know that they're either living a lie or they don't really deserve what they have, but some kind of way they landed what they have. And I see this in both men and women. So I'm not gonna just put that on one party of
facts.
on men or female. It happens both ways. A lot of times we get people that's really unequally yoked to us, but we try to make it work out anyway.
Mm.
Mhm.
We're not really happy with the person that we're with, but a lot of people will put up with a lot just to stay in the place that they're in, um, just to keep what they have, or just to even say, I have a woman or I have a man. you
True.
know.
That's
Right.
But in
Mm.
actuality, when you go behind the closed doors, they can't really even stand each other.
Hmm. That's
But
totally what it.
but they put it on
Thank
social
that.
media as if we're the
so.
best, we're the best couple. We're
Can
living
I
our
ask y'all
best
a
life.
question?
Go
Um,
ahead.
do y'all think that social media has a major part in this situation that we're having with men and women, right? And
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
how
Yes.
does
Yes.
social media influence the way that people take right responsibility for their actions?
They
Absolutely.
have to
I
be grown.
Well, I feel like social media give you a sense of fakeness. It's not real at
Right.
all, because you can put what you want to, on social media. You can make it look like whatever you want it to look like.
Hmm.
And
Exactly.
and most of the time, they want to show you their best life. They don't ever show you when it's going bad. Everybody except for Papoose and Remy Ma.
Mm.
Oh man,
They're
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't
they
see
they
that
came.
coming,
They
y'all.
came.
they're
They
playing it
came.
out in public,
I
but
did.
most people pretend, that they're like they're saying, yeah, Tim saying, most people pretend that that they're living their best life, and really they're not.
Well, I just
Right.
want to piggyback off that, Miss. I said what I said, but this is a whole nother topic. Here's the thing about us in our culture. We were raised to sweep a lot of under the rug and
Yep.
act like it did not happen just to
Hmm.
save face. I don't
Right.
know who face they was saving, but my thing is, if what you asking me to hold on to and not tell is hurting or harming me in some type of way, because holding on to a lot of toxicity ruins your insides. I'm singing like a bird. I'm not holding that in.
So Phoenix Rising in her poetic bag today. She in her Tupac bag.
I'm not. That's not what we're supposed to
I'm
do.
just
So that's
messing with you.
why we are, girl, I know. I know. But that is why we act like everything is okay all the time, and we don't want to show people what's wrong. Or you have those marriages like you just said, Remy Ma and Papoose, everything is looking good. They even capitalized and cornered the market on black love and all that stuff.
Yeah. I was
Baby,
like,
she just got out of jail.
I
Wasn't
was,
nobody faithful for them 6 years, her nor him. And
yeah,
So
because
you,
Phoenix
like,
just did
it's
the
just a
same thing I
certain
just
part of you
said.
that knows that, but you still want to believe that everything is okay, which is why,
right.
again, a lot of us ignore red flags because we are trained to just sweep it under the rug and excuse the behavior.
Just like with our behavior,
And
like I
then they
said,
tell us it's wrong for us to get therapy when we the ones that need therapy the most.
right.
100%.
Right. Guys, it is going on to 2 hours. I am tired. I've had a long day. I went to a party. I rushed home to get home so I could do this live. So now it's time for me to chill out and relax.
You
So
go ahead and
I,
chill, girl.
girl, I appreciate everybody. And I can't say this more than enough. I thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for coming on my platform and making this sister circle what it was today. Thank you for the donations. Everybody that donated, whether it was through my super chats, either memberships, or if it was my cash app, or just pressing the like button. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate you even for your encouraging words in the chat
Mm,
that this was a great live. I enjoyed myself, and
it
I'm
was.
gonna do a part two to this. Hopefully Friday. I'm gonna try to do a part two, because I'm
We
gonna
gonna
be
pray.
out for my summer break. So I'll have more time to kind of do my content. So if y'all are available Friday night, and if y'all not, maybe some others can come up. I'm gonna do this Friday, God willing, hopefully around maybe 6 or 7. So I'm gonna try to keep it at that time because I think I have a salon appointment on Friday. I gotta go back and check it, but I think I have a salon appointment at 4:30. So, hey, Risa, um, I hope that you guys come back Friday night. If y'all don't have nothing
I'll
else
be
to do,
here.
you're not with your family or friends, or y'all not, not hanging out or whatever. If you could come through, and I would say Friday, I'm gonna have me some little wine. I ain't gonna do no Don Julio. We ain't gonna do a part 2 to Don Julio. I'm gonna have my
Well,
little
thank you,
Stella
because we need to
Rosa.
stick to the subject.
I'm gonna have Stella Rosa, and we're going to talk about women's issues. We're going to talk about what we can do because it's great to know our issues, but it's also even better to know how can we move forward as women.
Absolutely.
Because at first, I'm going to be honest with you. I thought a lot of this women empowerment, and some of it still is BS to me.
Ooh,
It
child.
just is.
I don't believe in that until I see it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I have gained sisterhoods in certain things, certain people, but I would say for the overall, most women don't like other women for whatever reason. Okay. Let's
Hmm.
just keep it 100.
Yeah, the
So
jealousy.
I want to focus more on what can we do as women if we want to be different, if we want to be like I talked about Queen Esther. Not only was she beautiful on the outside, she was beautiful on the inside, and she drew people, and she showed God's light in her. That's what
Hmm.
I want to be. I'm not gonna be perfect. Hey, Katie, I'm not gonna be perfect. I might. I'm try not to cuss you out. I'm gonna try not to, go and reach out and touch you. I'm just really, like I said, I am a work in progress, but I'm not gonna make excuses for it. I'm just gonna
Hmm.
say I was wrong. Uh, God help me not to do it again. Okay, and show me how I can do better. I'll just say that because, like I said, a lot of times we want to say, well, God knows my heart. Yeah, He knows your heart, that you're deceitful and you're wicked. That's how we came into the world, formed in iniquity. So we already know that. So that's everybody in the whole world. So, but what can we do differently? What can we
Amen.
show? How can we show that we have beauty that permeates, from the inside as well as the outside?
Amen.
So though that's what I'm more focusing on. The spirit of the woman, like, what am I showing, people around me, when I'm going to the gas station or when I'm going to work? Do I have a nasty attitude all the time? Am I hateful all the time? Am I always having a problem with people all the time? So those are the things that we need to look at and stop doing so much pointing the finger at somebody else and learn to point the finger at us, because again, it always starts with us first. So thank you so much, guys, for coming up. I said my long spiel of words, but I want to encourage everybody. Tanya, you have such a beautiful smile,
Thank you.
beautiful complexion. Shout out to you for your input today. I said what I said. I love your sternness. I love how you articulate, and I just love your directness. You're very direct, and I love it. So shout out to I said what I said. And guys, these are content creators. So if you are a mod in my chat, and you can find these ladies' channels, or they can tell us their name of the channel so we can put it in here. I want people to sub up and show other women in different sectors support. And that's one thing about me. I want to go to other sectors. I want to go out of wherever I am and go to another level. And so I want to definitely make sure that they can y'all drop a comment in the chat so that he can go to your channels and put your channels in the chat. I said what I said. Tanya Riders, you're a mod, you can put your own channel in. Phoenix, do you are you going to start your channel or
Yes,
not?
because y'all keep saying I should.
Okay. So I made you a mod so you can just put your channel in the chat as well. So but yeah, make sure Tanya put something in the chat. I said what I said, put something in the chat. So one of these mods can put your link in here and people can sub up to your channel. I'm about networking. I'm not going to be selfish or jealous hearted of any other content creator, a woman content creator that is either doing better than me or we may be on the same level, but we're supposed to help each other. That's what life is about, right?
Right.
Without expecting anything in return. It's just the right thing to do. So shout out to you guys for that. So CP3, if you can find her information, Tanya, if you can put your just put it in the not the
Oh,
private chat, put it
oh,
in the other chat
okay.
so that he can. Phoenix puts hers in there. Riders, if you would like to put your link in the chat, you're more than welcome so people can sub up to you. Riders has always been a supporter
Yeah.
of mine. She has
And she
encouraged
just
me.
did a thing on
And she's just a really, Riders is really just a sweet person. She
yeah.
really is. And a lot of people overlook her content, and she has a lot to say. So let's support Riders. Let's show her some love because
And she
she not
also
only
did a video on Remy and Papoose as well.
Oh, she did.
yes, she did. Yes, she
Hmm.
Okay.
did.
Well,
So,
I'm not gonna be here Friday. It's my birthday, and unfortunately,
oh, it's gonna be a
Oh
birthday.
and
shoot, she gonna be
Happy
by
unfortunately,
Detroit.
birthday.
they're making
What?
me go to this birthday party that I don't want to go to. But okay.
Girl, you better enjoy
Right.
yourself. One of my sister's birthday, we celebrated. Her birthday is actually Thursday. So
Oh,
shout
okay.
out to you. Happy birthday. I said what I said.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I understand. Go and have some fun. I know you don't want to, but go and have you some fun to Friday night. And yeah, don't think about no YouTube. Have a good time because listen, you only turn your age once. We don't have any repeats in this world.
Right. That part.
So yeah, that part. So shout out to I said what I said. Happy birthday. She's a birthday
Happy
girl.
birthday, Miss. I said what I said.
Uh-huh. But yeah, y'all check out I
Well,
said
thank
what
you,
I said.
ladies. Thank you
Check
very
out
much.
check out Riders in Phoenix. Phoenix now a Phoenix, she's soft spoken, but she is something deadly. So don't play with Phoenix.
Well,
But you
Miss,
know what?
Miss, I said what I said. If you drop it like it's hot, make sure you pick it back up or get some help.
Right.
Phoenix.
The
But
tables
Huh?
listen,
turning. I'm gonna need some help.
I'm just saying, you
but
better
Phoenix
have some backup.
The
Hmm.
Phoenix is a very genuine person. If she like it, she like it. If she don't, she don't. So
Shut up, CP3.
we always know. Yes, she is soft spoken at first, but what I'm saying
Mm,
is she's deadly. So and she can cut you with her tongue if you cross her.
man,
But
listen.
she is really a genuine person. Either she likes you or she don't. There's no in between with Phoenix. So those are the type of people I like dealing with. At least I know where I am with you, and that's the type of
Absolutely.
woman that I enjoy being around. And I just want to give y'all some encouraging words
Same here,
before
sis.
you guys got off my platform and let you guys know that I really appreciate your time. I appreciate your wisdom for coming up here. I really do. Thank you so much.
Well, thank
And
you. And thank you for
yes,
your platform and what you bring and what you've been bringing.
thank you.
It is always well appreciated. Thank you for opening up your panel for us to express ourselves as well.
Yeah, and I forgot Miss Yo Thoughts came up here too. Shout out to Miss Yo Thoughts. Yeah, thank you,
All
Miss
right,
Akimi.
now
Because I totally that
you know
slipped my
Laverne and
mind.
Shirley roll. They
Laverne and
roll.
Shirley. Miss Akimi, put your link in the chat as well. Okay.
Absolutely.
Miss Akimi, put your channel in there so people can now see these are the type of people. And Tim, thank you for coming through. These are the type of women I like to attach myself to. I the people up here, the people in the chat, because we need a community. That's what's wrong with a lot of women, not just black women, but women in general. There's just
Hmm.
no type of unity. There is no, it's always something with us. So we need to focus more on what we like about each other instead of what we dislike. And I know it's some people I'm just like, Lord, I can't find nothing I like about them. Just be honest. But
Like,
let
I'm
me not,
trying, Lord. I'm
yeah,
trying.
let me not be ugly or act like they're acting. Let me just go on about my way. You
Well,
know
let
what I'm
me help y'all
saying?
out with that. Let me help you guys out with that. The older
Okay.
you get, the older you get, the more positive you'll get. Trust me, and the more
Okay.
Yeah.
patient you will get. So there's nothing wrong with you guys, and uh, it's all just being here long enough on earth and seeing more things on earth and seeing the more people you see, the more you'll learn from them, and just the more patience you will have with people, and the less will get on your nerves. Because
Mm.
I was there with all
Oh.
of y'all. Somebody said that I think it was Phoenix said how many times she almost burned the house down. That
Mm.
been there, done everything that you guys doing. Graduated with a hat, a shirt, and a certificate. So you'll get
Mm.
Right.
there. It's just give it some time, and
Yeah, the
you know,
backslide be real sometimes. I'm
Oh,
telling
I
you
got
now.
yeah.
100 likes.
Just
Shout
give it
out
some
to that.
time, and you ladies will be just fine, and look like you guys are on the right track. And I like this that you're trying to lift each other up because that's basically what we need. And thank you for allowing
Absolutely.
me to be on your panel, Selena. I have enjoyed this show, but y'all just try to hold on and stay out of trouble as much as possible, and
I'm trying.
everything will
I
work
said, I
out.
said, I'm
Yeah,
trying.
because it's hard. It gets hard sometimes, and people do
Yeah.
try you. So I understand where all of y'all coming from. So it's
But
nothing
you know
wrong with
what?
that.
I'm determined because I know I'm determined to make these folks even more thirstier. For my just I just want to make I just want them to thirst. You gonna stay over there thirsting. I'm determined because I'm just that prideful. I'm just that petty. Just not say anything just to piss you off.
Right.
That's just how petty I am.
Well, I used to be that way. If you didn't like me, I made sure you didn't like me. So
Mm.
I understand. Trust me, I do.
Mhm.
And it's gonna be okay though, and it's gonna get better. Trust me on that.
In
I
time, in
trust you.
time.
Oh yeah, somebody said something about testing folks. Child, please don't test me. I will flunk with flying colors on purpose.
I know. We know.
Don't test me. Either we cool and we vibing, or we not. Don't do the test thing. I will flunk on purpose.
On purpose. That part. Well, I'm gonna end on that because, baby, I will fail too. I will flunk with a L.
Girl,
So shout out to all the ladies.
proudly.
Yeah, right. Shout out to everybody. Thank you so much for coming through. I hope that I named, or
Thank you
if
for
I
having me.
didn't get to name you, hopefully I typed your name in the chat so that you know I acknowledge you and I appreciate you for coming through and showing me some love. There was some new people in. I hope that you felt welcomed. That is my goal, to be hospitable to everyone. Well, let me stop lying right there. Not everyone, just most people, if
Those
I
who are
haven't
welcoming. Those who are
blocked you.
welcoming.
Right. So but other than that, yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome. So yeah. But yeah, I had to I said, let me pull that back because it's a lie. But I want to welcome people for the most part to come to my platform, and thank you for showing me some love. And hopefully, you will like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate everyone that does. And yeah, we out this piece. I'll talk to y'all later. Love you to Reese's Pieces, and thank you again for your support. Bye. It's Salina.
It's a bad baby. Oak Cliff girl. Can't make you change my world. Damn, you're so fine, girl. Oak Cliff girl. Put them heels on and prove
welcome to Selena's Couch, where you are welcome to be free to be yourself. So you can lay your head on my couch, on my pillows.
It's all good, we can do whatever we wanna do now. I'm in my bag right now, and I got a feeling, babe, yeah. You gon' be my number one lover. Spend the night making love to each other, with the lights on top of the covers. Just me and you, babe. And I feel like you're my
Love you to Reese's Pieces.
Get you a word. Nana nana boo boo.